just for old time's sake. Good morning. Good morning. Cheer, baby. She's still not sure. Come here, look. Oh my goodness. She like pushes her face forward but doesn't open her mouth. Open your mouth. This is where it is. I know. So eventually I will be able to get her to eat. Problem being, this baby is used to being on a lamb bar, so she's not used to being fed a bottle. She was originally given this type of nipple, but then she's gotten really used to the lamb bar and doesn't know what to do with me attached to her food source, but we'll get there. Anywho, this is our newest little doeling. I bought this doeling as kind of a security blanket in my mini La Mancha program. I was having quite a lot of boys born, and it's not really much of a breeding program if you've only got one doe. And I do have 2 more does set to give birth to mini La Manchas at the end of this week actually, but I just wanted to make sure that we would have some options. So this is Buck Creek's VM Absolute Torrent, and we're calling her Tori. Come here. Sometimes when you are giving a baby a bottle, you have to force it so they understand. It's hard to describe what she's doing, but she's got her neck all stiff and her face is pushed all out. She won't open her mouth for this nipple. I know she can smell that milk, but I have to force it into her mouth, and she's a little older, so she's got some fight. Come here. You need to eat. I know you need to eat. See that? All right. Good gracious. So this is the same farm that we bought Farrell from. They are not related. And when I bought Farrell, he was having a hard time getting on my goat's milk. I know that the farm where he came from pasteurizes their milk, and I don't know if that makes it taste a little bit different or what. But that farm, they also feed their milk really, really hot. Hotter than I'm used to feeding goats at all. So this is actually almost hurting my hand, but this is what she wants, so this is what she's got. Here. You feel that belly. That was good. That was really good. So cute little Tori here is an F1 mini La Mancha. She is basically the same grade, or she is the same grade as Breezy over here. Her dad is a Nigerian dwarf, and her mom is either a purebred La Mancha or another mini La Mancha. But when you breed the standard breeds back to the mini breeds, it takes that generation back down to F1. So she's an F1 mini, and we are so happy to have her. She's so sweet. And she's bringing blue eyes to our mini La Mancha herd, which I don't think would have been possible unless I brought somebody else in, like her. I've got her in this little stall right now, mostly because we've had some cruddy weather. And when there's some cruddy weather, the barn, you know, everybody's packed in the barn. It can get a little bit testy in here. And I wanted her to have a safe place to kind of acclimate in with the herd, get to know everybody, but also not get bullied out of the barn in the middle of a torrent, because it's been really rainy here lately, which has been really awesome for the garden, and we'll get there later. Good morning. So yesterday, it was when I was on my way home with Tori that we got a really intense torrent. It was a deluge of water, and normally the baby goats will just follow their mamas, and the mamas will absolutely get out of the rain. But for some reason yesterday, Breezy, I didn't notice it until after the rain was over, but she was not in the barn. She was actually underneath our hay rack, which is right in front of the barn, but she was still soaking wet. So Talia here is a first-time mom, so she, I guess, didn't make sure that Breezy was safe and inside the barn. So I did stick her and Breezy back in this stall just for the time being while we do have some rainy weather today. Breezy's gonna help keep Tori company. Huh, baby? I have actually seen Talia allow some of the larger Nigerians to drink off of her udder. And so it kind of wouldn't surprise me if this turned into like a semi-adoption type situation. She genuinely could allow Tori to nurse. And Tori did nurse off of her own mom, so she knows what an udder is. But I don't know. It's just something that could happen.
Sweet Tori. Pretty girl.
So Barely's triplets have been doing really awesome. I have been offering them bottles at least once a day just to make sure they're getting enough to eat. Barely's udder seems to be constantly empty, and I think that's normal with triplets, but I want to make sure that nobody is left hungry. 2 out of the 3 of them really haven't been taking the bottle, which is a good thing, but I'm still offering it anyway. I know. Okay. Let's see about little boy. This is a little boy. He's so cute. Come here. And he's the smallest, so I'm trying to watch him closely. Sir. I know. Here. He's just spitting it out. It's getting all over my hand. Oh my goodness. Maybe I need a different nipple for you guys. This little girl, I still don't have a name for these girls yet, but she's the biggest and she takes the bottle the best. Here, you want some? So she didn't really take it today. She's been getting a couple ounces off of it every day, but this morning she doesn't eat it, which I guess is a win. So I have stopped feeding hay for the year, this is true, but I still really like to have hay on hand for when I have to put goats in stalls and kind of sequester them away from the herd for a little while, and for when my smaller pastures, I've got a couple smaller pastures back here with some newer residents in those pastures. We'll go take a look at them in a second, but for when those kind of run out of grass and for rainy days. The girls, they will venture out and graze on rainy days, but it's not their favorite thing. So I feed hay in the barn on those days.
Well, hello. How's it going over here?
But here on our farm, we like to have year-round fresh milk. A lot of people will have all of their kids in springtime, and then inevitably there's a couple months break at some point over the winter where there's a dry period and there's no milk. We try to avoid having a dry period by having some of our does give birth in the fall time, and we get a fresh milk supply for when our other does are dry. I know. So I've got a few girls that delivered their babies last fall, and they are going to keep this fall rotation. So we've got Pesky here with Havoc, and then this is the first year I'm getting to use Titus.
I know. You've loved him twice before. You'll love him again eventually. I know. You're looking handsome. Hello. Oh, is someone in heat over there? Oh. Yay! Good job!
Well, that was a happy success, happy surprise. So I was going to tell you that I'm not sure if Titus can really reach these girls. He definitely can, so I need to put it on my calendar. Mayhem is bred, so our first Titus babies are due in 5 months.
He's gonna check Pepper out just to make sure. Great job, my boy.
So Titus here, he was born last November out of Pesky. So Pesky and Havoc over there in the other pen, those are his parents. So he can't breed back to his mom, but these girls are totally unrelated and I'm excited. He's got blue eyes, so him and Pepper's babies should all have blue eyes. He's got moon spots, so he should be able to throw some moon spots. And it will be exciting to see if he can throw the kinds of udders that his daddy can throw, because his udders are beautiful.
These little boys are in here. Hello. You know, do you want some of this? He sees this bottle. Okay. Just for old time's sake.
I actually need to move my electric netting back over here. It's clearly grown out enough where I can put it back over here again. I haven't trained the little boys to the electric netting yet, but I will very soon. So I have purchased a brand new milk machine and it's amazing. I love it. It's actually called a Caprolite milk machine. So I spent forever trying to Google and find American-made, well-built machines that are going to last. And you know, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm using the wrong search engine, but I could not find anything. So thank you to everybody who gave me some suggestions on one of my prior videos of milk machines to look at. I ended up going with a Caprolite milk machine, made in the USA in either South Carolina or Alabama. I'm getting a little bit of a conflicted information on that, but I think they're in Alabama right now. And it's a veteran-owned company, so I have really been enjoying this milk machine. I do still have to strip out the last little bits of milk, but from what I understand, that is super common, and it gets out 95–98% of the milk, and it does it really, really quickly. Honestly, faster than I can do it, especially with my bum elbow. So right now, I am milking 7 does. It was 10, but I don't milk the girls as soon as I put them out with the boys. I will give them the entire pregnancy to rest and recuperate and rebuild their milk stores and give all that energy into building brand new kids for us. So after removing them out, I have 7. However, coming up real soon, this weekend, I have 2 more large breed does, 2 more La Manchas due to give birth. And so I'll be right back up to 9, and I'll be milking 9, hopefully, until we start to breed again in the fall. So that milk machine is going to really save my elbow. Once I get used to using this machine really well and I've got a routine down, I'll make a whole video just dedicated to this machine and how it works. Got it, Shvenny. So we just had a pretty good rain shower come through here. Everything is so much more beautiful after the rain, and I figured it would be a good time to let little Miss Tori here stretch her legs. And you can see her a lot better in this lighting. Come here. Come here, pretty girl. Oh, I should have figured you'd do that. And that's a cactus. Nope, that's a cactus. So if you can see past this cuteness, you may notice that I do have essentially the whole garden planted. I think I'm actually going to reserve running around with you guys and showing you everything that is growing until I do my first garden tour of the season, which I think I'm gonna try and get done this week. This is the time of year when things really get going. I think our lows at night are in the 60s, which is very warm, and our days have been in the 80s with lots of rain, so there's going to be exponential growth. And I have a lot of things in the garden this year. I had a lot of things last year, but it was a lot less variety than we have this year, so I'm super excited about it. And Tori seems really excited to get out of that stall, so she'll graduate out of the stall pretty soon, but with how temperamental the weather's been, I just need to keep her safe a little bit longer. But we can do little garden jaunts every couple hours. Okay, she wants to run.